this isn't the Battle of Jakku.
Oh man.
Or anything related to Episode 7.
Everybody,
or
welcome
Star
back.
Trek.
We can't even see the screen yet. We got to do our still camera thing. Now we can fade to the game. There we go.
Those guys weren't there in the original movie.
Yeah, but this is Luke has got his hands on the Lego game, Adam.
He's just like, I hear an Emperor Palpatine in my throne room, and also I'm joined by the band. Pick it up, and you just hear, ooh,
Jesus Christ. Your mic is so blown out.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're playing the Lego Force Awakens because Star Wars Day, or May the 4th, was yesterday for us. And it's completely irrelevant for you on whatever day this comes out.
Yeah.
But I figured to play the Lego game. And apparently it begins with the Battle of Endor, so not the Force Awakens at all.
I really, really hope that every day when Emperor Palpatine wakes up, he just goes, no, no, no. I am the Senate. Do you think when when Episode 1 when he dissolves it's like the Imperial Senate has been complete. The Emperor has dissolved the Imperial Senate. The last vestige of the old Republic has been washed away. And then Emperor Palpatine wakes up and is like, I don't know who I am anymore. If I'm not the Senate, who am I?
Was that in Episode 1 or you mean Episode 4?
Episode 4.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, because it was Tarkin that said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Cushing or the 3D representation of him that we got in Episode Rogue One.
In Episode Rogue One?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's Andrew playing a game.
Oh man. It's a good thing.
Why couldn't you be on the pack? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I think they did a pretty good job with this. I don't know if they hired voice actors for the characters or if they literally just pulled lines from the film. I can't really tell.
Yeah.
It sounds a lot like them, but I don't know.
Chewbacca doesn't get a weapon,
legit
though.
lines. He already has a bowcaster.
Not currently equipped.
Well, no, but when we start playing, he has one.
Oh man, it's just like being back in the movie. Except George Lucas hasn't ruined it yet.
I'm gonna play as Leia. George Pukas hasn't ruined it. Oh man.
Man, I've said it before and I said it again. Like, if I was involved in the making of the new Star Wars movies, and I heard I'm just at the director's desk, thinking like, how can I make these movies even better? And there's like Lucas, and he's just like, we need sniper teams on the roof. There's an intruder trying to get in. He's just see George Lucas come up with like a comedic mustache, and be like, oh yeah, I'm George Lucas. I need to come in and look at the Star Wars. And he's like, Gugas. You mean Gungan? It's George. Get him.
It's fucking stupid ass Three Stooges skit. Oh man, it's an
Apparently, Canada, in honor of the Force Awakens, or sorry, in honor of the Star Wars Day, came out with a thing that said that.
You mean the Fourth Awakens?
The Canadian government put out on their website that there was a thing we're calling all Imperial Walkers, so that includes the AT-AT and the AT-STs, which I thought was pretty cool. But like, if you own these vehicles with these model numbers, then you must.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, it broke. Is a AT-ST a walker though?
Yep.
Okay. I wasn't sure if and obviously it walks, but I wasn't sure if that was like
a jump up there.
Yeah, I thought it was timing your jump, but it's just holding A. So. But yeah, I thought the walker designation was just for big ass AT-ATs.
No, it's anything that walks, really.
Okay.
Technically, Leia is an Imperial Walker. We spotted an Imperial Walker. It's like, guys, stop it.
It's not an Imperial Walker.
Rebel Walker. Well, she was part of the Imperial Senate.
Was she, though?
Yeah, she was. She was Alderaan's representative to the Imperial Senate.
Yeah.
Man, look, it's standing between those two logs. I hope nothing comedic happens to this thing. And destroys it. Anyway, what happened this week besides Star Wars?
Oh yeah, it is a podcast. Well, we got a dickload of trailers for things, a bunch of movies, a bunch of shows, all that kind of good stuff. What one did you want to talk about first? Because we do have a pretty extensive list.
Well, let's talk about Dark Tower, I suppose,
Dark
first,
Tower, okay.
Because like Star Wars, it also has Idris Elba in it.
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
Idris Elba played Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, of course, yeah. How could I forget? And that doesn't make me a racist.
What?
Alright, let's go. I gotta be...
Chewbacca. Or as the French refer to him as, that weird bear thing. Should I tell you about that? There was a French politician...
That's a cool noise that made.
Yeah, apparently my computer is not under threat. Thanks, Window Defender.
That's good when it is under threat later, when it probably shuts off.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently there was this French politician who, he was like, you know, you gotta be like Star Wars, you know, like Larry Skywalker and that weird bear thing. The other one's on the other side, Aaron.
Yeah, but I can use this to build another thing.
It's just like Lego.
It's a collectible.
It's just like Lego.
Yeah, I mean, these games, like,
They're fun.
They're fun, yeah. I mean, they're generally, I think, better games than most developers are making of the actual thing. Maybe not in Star Wars' case, because there's a lot of great Star Wars games.
But, like, certainly Marvel.
But, yeah, like,
that
Lego,
dude got destroyed.
Marvel Avengers and all that kind of, or Lego Marvel Avengers, like, that stuff is awesome. And they are definitely, like, very kid games, but you kind of got to look past that, because they're awesome. So, yeah, I haven't heard really of the Dark Tower at all, other than
just like in the movie.
Yeah.
The movie.
Why can't we get like super gory Legos? Why didn't like a half of a, like the torso of a stormtrooper with blood flinging out of it shoot at the top of it?
Because then it would be rated T for teen.
Oh.
So the Dark Tower is Stephen King's. He calls it his magnum opus. I haven't read all of them. I've read. Oh man, this is Han Solo.
Remember how Han Solo died like that?
Yeah.
Remember when Kylo stabbed him in the chest and he blew up into a bunch of Lego coins?
Ben. But yeah, it takes a lot of inspiration from Western stories like the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly trilogy. A lot of stuff reference from Arthurian lore. There's a lot of horror elements in there. As simply as I can make it, the Dark Tower follows the gunslinger named Roland on his quest to find revenge against the Man in Black.
Did you read it?
I've read 2 of them. I'm still making my way through. Yeah, there's 8.
There's 8 Dark Tower books?
Yeah.
Alright then. And they're making it into one film, or are they turning it into a franchise?
That I don't know. But anyway, it's about the gunslinger's quest to track down the Man in Black and either get revenge on him or bring him to justice, whatever takes you. And also to find the eponymous Dark Tower, which is it's the nexus of all worlds that also represents something more for the gunslinger. What was that face?
That was how it had been.
Okay. And so the movie looks to be based more off the second book, because the first book is very much a very short prequel novel, just called The Dark Tower. And then the second one is called The Drawing of Three, and that's where the main character, Roland, gets drawn into our world. He actually meets, in kind of a mind fuck, he actually meets, one of the characters in the book is Stephen King.
Alright. So he just puts himself in the book pretty blatantly.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a thing where the author puts like a version of themselves in the book, but you know, as an actual character and not just straight up yourself?
Yeah, that's always a thing.
Not Stephen King, though. He just puts himself in it.
Well, to be fair, he does write a lot. So
I'm Stephen King.
Yeah, like obviously, and it's reading The Dark Tower, read any of other Stephen King stuff is weird because it doesn't have any of the other Stephen King tropes. Like it's not set in Maine. Oh, I mean, it does have some of the tropes, I guess, because there are, like, psychic powers, and there's, you know, like, a little kid and that kind of stuff, but it's, you know, for the most part, it's, you know, it's not horror, although there are horror elements. So, I mean, I'm enjoying it so far, the series. I'm making my way slowly through. I'm not going to let the movie, you know, make me read all 8 of them at once, because I just don't want to get burned out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Man, that Wicket is going turbo with them build blocks.
Yeah.
Remember when Wicket took a destroyed AT-ST and turned it into a functional turret?
Yeah. That was great.
Yep.
So, yeah, the trailer actually looks pretty good. Idris Elba plays the role of the gunslinger, Roland, and the Man in Black is played by Matthew McConaughey. So, you know, both very good actors. I'm obviously a big fan of both of their work.
Yeah, I like that in the trailer. Matthew McConaughey blows out the audio with like a bunch of S pronunciations right next to each other. Like, you better stop it. Like, oh man, could be like, do another take, Matthew. Jesus, stop whistling while you're in the middle of your lawn.
Everybody's got their ties off and they're all smoking. It's like, all right, this is take 258. Well, all right,
fuck it. Use the other one. Can we edit the S out? Be hilarious.
They have to edit all of his lines, and none of his words can contain the letter S.
Oh man, I gotta... There's a thing I can build here, I think. Oh yeah, there we go.
Cool. Yeah, so the movie looks to be based off the second book, The Drawing of Three. It looks to be mainly focused on... I forget the name of the kid, but there's a kid that gets drawn from our world.
Probably the kid or something.
Well, no, it's not. He has a name. That gets drawn into the world of the gunslinger, which is like if the Old West met Arthurian lore, is probably the closest I could explain that.
Mm.
It's you joke, it's pretty good.
I didn't joke.
Oh, you made a comment.
I never joke.
Aaron, that's actually what they said in high school. Aaron never makes a joke. So yeah, it looks good. Go watch the trailer if you haven't. I highly recommend it. I will say the book had a lot of subtlety to it. At least the book, the two I read had a lot of subtlety, subtle aspects to them. The trailer makes it look more like a Michael Bay film. Not necessarily a Michael Bay film, but it certainly looks like more like a typical action movie. It looks good, but I'm just concerned that we're gonna lose a bit, too much subtlety, the subtleness of the storytelling. Oh man, coolest part. Now I get to kill everything.
Yeah, pretty much. These things are way too overpowered for this bit.
Well, to be fair, this game never really was challenging.
No, it really isn't. But I mean, you can pretty much just walk to the end of this section.
So did you like the trailer?
I mean, I thought
I
thought it was okay. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not familiar with the source material at all. Like, generally in the case where there's a movie coming out and I haven't read the book, I usually at least know what it's about, so I can kind of be like, I guess that suits the world. In this case, I'm not familiar with the source material at all, so I don't know if the book is supposed to be more along like some sort of dystopian kind of noir thing, or if it's supposed to be like an action thriller. Like, I don't know what the book is trying to be.
Well, the setting of the stories, it takes place in our world and in the world of the gunslinger, which I don't think is named, but I could be wrong. And the way it's described in the book, the gunslinger's world, is the world has moved on. So it's very much kind of like Dark Souls, where it's at the end, the world is ending, but it's a very quiet. So it's not like an apocalyptic death. It's a very slow, sickly death, where the world, the civilization is just slowly collapsing. There's no more honor left. The magic is leaving the world. There are no heroes left, and if there are any, the heroes that are left are corrupted. And the only person left who seems to have any honor is this gunslinger, who's on a quest for redemption, part of which is to find and revenge, and part of which is to find this Black Tower.
Dark Tower.
Dark Tower.
That's a racist.
Yeah, sorry. One thing I will note is it is interesting to see Idris Elba in the role of the gunslinger. I think he can do a great job, but when the character was originally written, Stephen King actually had wanted what's his name, Clint Eastwood, to do the role, because Clint Eastwood is the gunslinger is based very heavily on Clint Eastwood's character, the Man with No Name, from the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly trilogy.
Okay. So it's definitely more of a Western then.
Oh, it's absolutely a Western, but it has magic elements, it has horror elements.
It just seemed like a bit Matrix-y, where in the trailer, like Idris Elba's character, the gunslinger, whatever he's called, like, he's reloading his gun, but he does so by throwing the bullets in the air and then catching them in the chamber.
Yeah, that's like
it's that. Like, really?
The way it's described in the book is that Stephen King says he does the dance with his hands. So how he reloads is never actually says like he takes the bullets out and jams them in and closes it. He just says his hands do the dance and the gun is reloaded and he keeps firing and his hands do the dance again. Oh, look at that. That's neato.
Man, the fourth wall there, fuck you.
We heard Star Wars out here.
This is a simulation? Wait, Han. And then Leia gets her head blown off.
Yeah. It's a trap!
Oh man, fuck you. Okay, I was gonna say.
Wow. Or however that dude pronounced it.
Oh. I don't know where the next level is gonna be.
I do like the bit in the trailer where Idris Elba's like, and then he shoots, and it goes through like 5 different.
Yeah,
objects.
it's kind of stupid though. He's like, I don't use my hand to aim. I use my eye.
Yeah.
And then the very next scene is him like listening in the woods, and he doesn't use his eyes at all. He's not even looking where he shoots, and he's like. It's really cool because you hear like the bullet hitting off like leaves and stuff as it flings around in the forest, but it's kind of like you just said you use your eyes to aim, though.
Yeah. We also got a Dunkirk trailer.
We did do that. Another one. I think a lot of the footage in this was stuff in the previous trailer. Oh man, you're my daddy. I drew it on a Lego brick.
We're going to put this on the fridge.
So, but now we get a bit more of the story with the new trailer, and the guy.
I really hope. I really hope that Darth Vader, like, if Lucas ever gets his hands on it again, like when Luke's like, "Father, help me," and then it cuts into Darth Vader's mouth, like, "Should I help my kid or should I not?" And you actually see him like wipe tears away from his eyes, like, "Oh, my kid." Okay, I'm gonna defeat the Emperor because I love my son. Should I point it out more, George? Should I make that more explicit? Okay. Yeah, I love my kid. I don't remember this happening in the movie.
Yeah, well, simply picking him up and throwing him off a thing isn't good gameplay, Adam.
Do you think this was George's original vision?
Yeah, probably. Everybody knows it is.
So I want waves and waves of the red dudes coming in, and then Darth Vader does the red thing to the little thing, and it picks up the Emperor Palpatine and spins him around in a comedic fashion.
Oh, man.
Or slams him onto the floor. And he gets back into his chair, and then more red dudes come out.
Yeah, it's a good battle.
That was our one thing.
See, the Lego game can get away with it because it's already ridiculous.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not making.
If this was like, if they just made this like a realistic game, it'd be stupid.
Yeah.
But Legos totally get away with it. Stop electrocuting me, you tool hole. I don't know what I'm doing. I can make multiple things.
Oh, X-wing.
A mini X-wing. What is this? Did I just like make a trophy, or can I not? Can I use this? Oh, I can make a TIE fighter also. All right. Oh, I can
just hear Emperor Palpatine. He's like, I'm pissed off, Darth Vader, that you killed.
Oh, what?
I'm pissed off, Darth Vader, that you betrayed me. But that was some good model making there, son. Remember the scene in the movie where Darth Vader used the Force to make a miniature TIE fighter and X-wing, and then they flew them around like a drone and shot the Emperor? That was the best part.
Yeah, and it actually worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, that bit was my thing. How do I do this?
So yeah, Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Dunkirk, obviously based off the, hopefully fairly closely to the real Dunkirk evacuations of 1940. Yes, 1940, in which large swaths of the British Expeditionary Force and the French First Army had been completely cut off by the Germans and were forced to evacuate from the port town of Dunkirk back to England. In this, they thought that they would, out of the 300,000 men that the British sent over, they thought they would only be able to save like 30,000 of them, and they ended up getting almost all of them. Like, I think they ended up getting like 280,000 out of the 300,000, which is pretty good. And a large part of that effort was due to the fact that like every single, because he's the good guy.
Yeah, the green things.
Yeah.
He used the X-wing.
X-wing. A large part of that was because a lot of different people. That's why he's the Emperor. A lot of people with fishing boats and pleasure crafts and sailboats and that kind of stuff came and helped with the evacuation. They actually brought a lot of people from Dunkirk and brought them across the channel back to England.
Luke's dead. Remember how he died there like that?
Yeah. And this movie seems to capture, be very much based off the lives of soldiers who served, off the and off the, some of the people who were involved with that effort, some of the civilians. So it looks good. It's being directed by Christopher Nolan, obviously. And I've liked all of his movies before this.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll be able to do a good job. I will say, I hope a lot of World War II movies get a bit too in love with themselves, if you know what I mean. Where they're a bit too, like, we're telling a war story. It has to be Saving Private Ryan, and everything has to be exactly in that tone. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd like it to be a war film. Like, I'm not familiar with the war film. Yeah, I'd like it seems like the trailer is like, I don't know, it's almost like an orgasm tease or something, where it's like, yeah, we're getting there, Well, we don't actually ever get there.
Yeah, because the only fighting that took place was when the French rearguard of the First Army held off the German advance for like a week in order for the Allied troops to get away. Which, don't get me wrong, that's a big deal, but I don't think that's the story we're getting. We're just getting the story of this battle.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. But I just I assumed like they were deliberately not showing like the big ass battle shit because they don't want to ruin the film.
Yeah, I don't think there was a big ass battleship. I think you're going to another movie for that one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's still probably a good film. All the same, it's got a bunch of good actors in it.
Yeah.
It's got Cillian Murphy, fucking Tom Hardy.
That Tom Hardy in it?
Yeah, he's in the trailer. He's one of the pilots.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm on him, or he's on me, or I'm on him, or something like that.
Remember when the Emperor surrendered?
Yeah. Remember when Vader was like, yeah!
I like the idea of Luke and Vader jumping up in the air and freeze framing, and that's the end of the movie.
I'd be curious to see like what Vader does or says when he throws the Emperor off. I gotta use the B button to fight the power or whatever.
Unlimited power.
Oh, I'm supposed to mash the button, I see. Super blown out audio. Oh, I need the A button.
So hopefully Dunkirk will be a decent movie.
Yeah.
We also got to look at Marvel Defenders, the new Netflix series starring, involving Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. So that'll be pretty cool. And also starring Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney?
I said Sigourney.
It's not like corny. You said Sir Corny.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Sigourney Weaver.
Remember when the Emperor exploded?
Yeah. Well, that actually happened. That happened in the movie.
Turbo nuclear bomb going off?
Yeah. No, seriously, that happened.
Yeah. Oh, man, look at... Oh, man, remember that?
That was genuinely a funny joke.
Oh, man.
It'd be funny if the head came and was like, I'm Hayden Christensen. It's just like, oh, God.
Yeah, the Marvel Lego game did that as well, the Avengers. Where it's like Captain America and whatever is Johnny Flame or Johnny Torch or whatever is a Human Torch. They look at each other and they're like, you look familiar.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh man, here we go. Oh man, it's Wedge. Oh, here we go. Now we get to do some space whatnot.
Yeah, so it looks to be good. I'm excited to see more Jessica Jones because she's probably my favorite character out of the four of them.
Yep.
I did like at the beginning where she's being interviewed by the cop and she's like, "Listen, are we gonna have a problem here?" And then all of a sudden Daredevil comes in. And I was like, "Oh, it's Matt Murdock!"
So it's kind of cool that they like blend them together that way. I mean, it seems obvious, but
yeah,
it's better than just like, oh man, we're at a coffee shop and there's a bad guy. Let's team up.
Yeah. Apparently, what the plot of this is that the Hand, which is that ninja group that Daredevil is super involved with, is trying to take over New York, and the four of them got to try and stop it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, it'll be kind of like a more noir Avengers.
Hopefully, yeah.
Kind of looking forward to that.
Do you think I didn't see Daredevil season 2? Is Frank Castle alive? Did he make it out of that?
I never saw season 2 either, so I don't know.
Okay, well, there we go. We're good people to talk about this then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly wasn't too big of a fan of the first season of Daredevil. Honestly, don't really care about Luke Cage. Don't really care about Iron Fist. Jessica Jones. I mean, it was hard to get into that as well, but after watching the first season, like, she's an awesome character, and that was a great show.
Yeah,
really enjoyed that. So, really the only reason I'd be watching it is because of her character,
Yeah.
So, I like that stuff. What am I gonna do with these? I gotta blow up these dots. Was this in the film?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, usually, like, they throw in these, like, weird, stupid jokes and stuff all the time, but for the most part, they're actually pretty good at staying true to the source
you
material.
can tell, like, and I don't mind it because you can tell the people behind this game are big Star Wars fans, you know, and they're willing to poke fun at the stupider aspects of the movies and make a lot of funny in-jokes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't honestly like that Hayden Christensen joke just then. That was genuinely funny.
Yeah. Oh!
Ah!
I'm glad it's made out of Lego, so it don't break easy. Oh, I can boost. Where do I gotta go? Oh, I gotta break
Look at
stuff.
the arrow. Oh, okay.
And this thing is not easy to fly, Han. What the hell is this thing? Oh, I gotta use proton torpedoes?
Torpedo.
How do I do that?
So hopefully it'll be a good show. I mean, from what I've heard,
Oh.
Iron Fist is not that great.
Yeah.
Because apparently the main character, the guy who plays Iron Fist, is not good.
Yeah, he was in Game of Thrones. He was alright in that.
Was he?
Oh, I gotta blow up this thing.
Who was he in Game?
Oh, shit, I'm dead.
Who was he in Game of Thrones?
He was, I believe, Marjorie Tyrell's brother.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
So, ooh,
Stop flying into that.
Press A. Oh, so I can loop around and not kamikaze myself. It's just, it's really weird trying to get a view of this fucking thing. I go over here.
This reminds me of the final fight with Andros at the end of Star Fox 64, because that was a nightmare too.
How? It says press X, and I am. Also, I like that it says Millennium Falcon Classic on the screen. Yeah.
Han's already got some cool stuff, and hold it.
Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. It says X.
That's good.
I thought I was pressing the right button. I just misjudgment on my controller geography. Oh. Yeah.
Do you think when they were building the Death Star too? Because obviously I know like the hole they fly into is supposed to be this big. It's not actually a.
What? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That was a weird out of camera. Oh, because I got a dude on me.
Yeah. Obviously, because the Death Star is still under construction, but I like the idea of being like, so obviously when we build the next Death Star, we should get rid of the Galen Erso's flaw that he presented. Obviously, when we're doing that, that should be the first thing we eliminate from the design. And then the Emperor's looking over the planet, like, why is the hole bigger? And why does it go straight to the reactor? Don't worry, sir. This is just a first draft. We'll bump that out. And the Death Star blows. I was like, oh, come on! He says a Force Ghost. Like, come on!
Well, I mean, he was dead, man.
Yeah, but he came back as a Force Ghost.
Galen Erso.
No. The Emperors. I was like,
Oh.
They went down the hole that I told them to eliminate.
Well, on this one, they had to blow up 3 things.
Oh, man.
And the first one, they only had to shoot a hole.
Yeah.
That looked like a puckered anus. Man, what's with the Celestian and his damn donuts?
I don't know. Some sort of horrible stereotype.
What the fuck? Alright. That's good. At least, you know, Luke comes out of the explosion.
Yeah. So, we'll be watching Defenders, do you think?
I'll watch it, yeah, for Jessica Jones, especially.
Yeah, I'll definitely pick it. I want to watch Daredevil Season 2 and then Luke Cage and...
Yeah, I want to watch all of them, but I really like... It's going to be a struggle, I think.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know. Man, oh man, old Ben looks like current Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Wait, why is Darth Vader there as well? Oh, it's Qui-Gon. And luckily nobody of the Skywalker family ever did anything evil again.
I mean, props to this game for putting Qui-Gon in here.
Yeah.
Acknowledging the dude's existence.
nobody else does.
None of the other movies do.
Yeah.
Oh man, True Dead.
I saw this joke today, and it was, you know, at the end of episode 3 when Padme is on Polis Massa, and she's giving birth to the twins, and the robot comes over, and she's like, "There's a complication. For reasons unknown to science, she is dying." You just see Obi-Wan looks over at Senator Bail Organa. He's like, "Can we speak to an actual human doctor now, please?"
Oh man!
Like the idea that she's like, it's just
all
like
the characters.
She's just
Jesus
going.
Christ.
She's having a heart attack. And the robot's like, "We don't know how to deal with this. Help us!" And they're like, "What do we tell them? What do we tell them?" It's like, for reasons unknown to science.
There's a fucking Ewok named Logray?
Yeah, man.
Where's his Christmas special at?
What else? We got a Darksiders 3.
Yeah, what
dropped.
is that?
So Darksiders 1 was a game in which you played
later.
as one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. You play as War, with the other horsemen being Death, and then Fury and Strife, which I feel like aren't really of the apocalypse, because I feel like, the horsemen of the apocalypse were supposed to be famine and conquest, or famine and pestilence, which is...
Was that a Star Trek emblem you just pulled out of the X-Wing?
That would have been awesome.
I think it was.
Yeah.
It was massive. I thought it was like a surfboard or something.
Was it Leia?
I don't know where Leia is.
Or is it, Lando?
I don't know.
Sounds like Lando.
That might be. It's kind of hard to tell from here.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry.
No, I mean, it would be spoilers if Lando was here now.
I really hope that he had like 15 scenes in the movie and they were all cut. Billy Williams is sitting there watching. He was like, "Oh, what?"
Oh, I guess we get to see. So that maybe if that was Lando, he was just telling Poe go to Jakku and get the map from old man buddy. That's not my X-wing.
With the Alenium system. Alenium system?
Alenium, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Darksiders is. I've never been a fan of it. It's one of those hack and slash beat 'em up kind of games, like God of War.
Okay, yeah.
It's got a lore about the lore is based on Judeo-Christian Abrahamic lore. So there's angels and demons, and they're all called like
Man, I can play as BB-8.
Oh, cool. They're all named after the classic angels and demons of Christian mythology, and the war between heaven and hell. But there's also Nephilim, which are bad, and the humans are all dead and whatnot. And I don't know. It's a very complex story, and it's a story that's kind of very much in love with itself. If you know what I mean,
yeah.
Like that kind of like, oh man, like everything, like our lore is so cool. It was written by a guy who didn't really understand when to stop writing. This is what I got from. I'm not a huge fan of the series. Oh, okay. It was just blew up your.
Nobody was injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's if you're into the game, then congratulations. There's a third one coming out. You get to play as Strife, I believe, the girl, and she has a whip, which is pretty cool. So the fourth one will probably, if they make it, it'll probably be about Fury, who's apparently a cowboy with guns. So yeah, that's a game coming out. I really don't care about it, if I'm honest.
Right on.
Won't be playing it because I'm not a huge fan of that style of game in the first place. Anyway. Oh, that's good. Oh, there you go. You got it.
I was trying to get this. Oh, I know. Yeah, okay. Now I know what I gotta do. About him on this. Stop jumping off, Poe, you retard. There we go. Now I gotta break this. There we go. Gold brick.
Cool. Oh man, that's. You think we'll get all of them in this video?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, I won't be getting it. I don't think.
Darksiders?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really haven't. I've definitely seen the game, but I really don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So.
We also got Prey is coming out. Or Prey came out this week.
It did. Yep. Prey came out. Prey
I
is
haven't
out.
really heard anybody talk about it, except for the fact that Bethesda is currently, or had a lawsuit against one of the creators of another game, which I'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, we played Prey 1 as a series a couple of months ago in preparation for Prey 1-2 coming out.
Yeah.
Prey the other one.
They're not the same at all.
No.
I saw some gameplay, and
I think it's supposed to be just a spiritual successor.
Different game. Yeah, it's just using the same name.
Which is weird. Why would you? That'd be like having a Mario game that's a first-person shooter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Bethesda bought the. Oh man, cool! I like this. I can just go visit planets whenever I want. I can go to Endor as Poe. Oh, you replay the levels.
Oh, okay.
I see. Now it makes sense. Yeah. it seems just like they bought the name. Maybe they were planning to make the sequel, and then we're like, let's not do that. Let's just make another game and justify our purchase by giving it that name.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll skip this. We all know what happens.
Yeah.
So
is it gonna start with the ship coming over?
That'd be cool if it did.
Oh.
Oh man, it is.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So, are you gonna get Prey? Do you think? Are we gonna get it and play it?
I like the aesthetic of it since I've seen all the trailers and stuff and the E3 announcements and all that kind of thing, but actually seeing gameplay, I do like the aesthetic of it.
That's funny.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the look of it. From a lot of the gameplay, it just seems like a generic shoot aliens thing. But the story is maybe a little bit more to it than that.
Looks to be like some post-humanism in there.
Yeah, it almost seems like an element of like Truman Showy kind of Fallout Vault-ish, kind of, you know, a little bit of mystery going on in the background. But I don't know. I mean, maybe I will pick it up. The guy didn't have facial hair in the movie.
It's slight facial.
He had like stubble.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we're dealing with Legos here. It's not.
Well, they probably didn't want to give this guy the exact same facial hair as Poe currently has.
Yeah.
And be like, oh,
it's Poe, an older Poe.
Yeah.
Oh man, did they get BB-8 to voice BB-8?
Totally, man.
Yeah.
How did they get him for this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got? Yeah, I mean, it looks fun. I'll pick it up when it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's also apparently a bug going on right now where you can get you can craft infinite crafting resources or something like that. Get infinite crafting resources.
Well, I'm glad they'll take it out right before I play the game.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yep. So 10 out of 10 there. Whoever made that, I forget who made it. Is it Arcane making it or someone else?
I think it's Arcane. Yeah.
Okay.
It's being published by Bethesda. Just very briefly, I mentioned it before. Bethesda is currently suing, or was suing, the makers of the game Prey for the Gods, Prey with a P-R-E-Y, which is heavily, which is obviously a play on words. The Prey for the Gods as in P-R-E-Y. No, P-R-A-Y as in, like, pray as opposed to pray. I'm glad I had to explain it to the audience. It's an idiot.
An achievement for going into GoalNet as BB-8 now.
Oh,
okay.
All right. So yeah, and anyway, so the game company decided to change its name, or change the name of the game from Pray for the Gods, as in P-R-A-Y, to P-A-R-E-Y.
Yeah, I guess because
so they would avoid a lawsuit.
Oh, thanks, Adobe. I think they're probably changing it. Like you can't change it to P-R-A-Y because then that gets rid of the pun, you know. Yeah, scorpions are native to Jakku.
Okay.
Totally.
All right.
Oh, I need to beat Chewbacca to do that. That's good. I'm glad he's in this part of the movie.
Well, you can go back and play it after.
Yeah,
you can go back in with like the free mode. And...
Oh, I know. I was making a joke.
Oh, sorry.
Get
all your studs.
That's fine. So, yeah, it seems like it would be redundant if they had to change the spelling to the other type of prey. Why did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably an achievement. Yeah, it totally is.
You want to do it?
May as well.
And I mean, it is a small company that's making this game, Pray for the Gods, which if you haven't seen, it's actually a pretty cool looking game. It's like Shadow of the Colossus meets Dark Souls meets like an open world survival game. It's, I don't know, it's pretty cool. I don't know why Bethesda's suing them. It's probably just a digital rights thing where it's like we're not actually trying to be mean. We're just trying to protect our brand.
Yeah.
But they're just being a bit aggressive over it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you gotta.
But then again, I'm not like a copyright lawyer.
You gotta protect your brand, you know, and because if it's like, because if you allow this person to do it, and then somebody else comes out with like, Pray something else.
Pray breakfast or like Pray the game, but it's like P-R-A-Y, but it's basically the same thing as Pray, as in P-R-E-Y. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then they'll take it to court, and the judges will be like, "Well, this one is allowed to exist." So.
Yeah. So I don't blame Bethesda, but it's nice to see that they let them get away with this, because I get the sense that Bethesda wouldn't be dickish enough to like do quite that. They wouldn't be vindictive about the whole thing. Like let's say let's make up a company who would be vindictive about something like this. Nintendo. Let's say there was a company called Nintendo. They would probably be vindictive about the whole thing.
Yeah, they'd even be vindictive
There's
about it if it was their own friggin' medium.
Yeah.
What?
There's a red brick up there.
How do I get that?
You might need shoebox. Oh no, you got it.
There's a little bit of platforming.
Yeah.
I don't know what this fucking R2-D2 thing is. Sorry, I blew up that missus.
I think you need force powers to do that.
Oh, maybe.
Cause see there's them sparkles.
I gotta come back with the foreskin, man.
Yeah. It's gross. Man, I'm glad you're acting. Everybody around here is acting, you know, really panicked about the stormtrooper invasion.
I don't know how to get out of here. There's like, what are those things on the top of my screen? What is that?
I think they're dumpsters.
Okay, I just gotta build something, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing here.
What are you doing either? I'm sure it'd be better if we could like actually pay attention to what's going on in the.
We talk about all the trailers. There's Injustice.
I think. Oh yeah, Injustice is coming out soon. So Injustice 2. So Injustice: God of War was a fighting game that came out a couple years ago, where you play as all the Marvel superheroes, and for some reason Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, because it's made by the same people who made Mortal Kombat. I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good game. I ended up getting it for free on PlayStation Plus. I got like the complete edition, so it had all the DLC characters and stuff. And I really liked it. It was quite fun. I mean, I'm terrible at fighting games, but you know, for me, it was really fun. All the superheroes, you know, the controls felt tight, and all the superheroes have really cool finishing moves. So like Superman would like his finishing move would he would like punch you up into the sky, and you would like rocket up into the sky, and he'd grab you and like fling you around and like slam you back into the ground again, then like boot slam down into you. It was really cool. And then like I think Doomsday's finishing move was he would punch you literally through the planet, turn around, and then punch you all the way back again, like through the earth. It was like ridiculous stuff like that. And the story was pretty interesting too. The premise of the story was the Joker infects Superman with fear toxin, and Superman believes that the Joker has planted a bomb in Metropolis. So he takes the Joker high up into space and you know, to try and force it out of him. But really, what it wasn't it wasn't the Joker that he was taking up into space. It was Lois, pregnant with his child. So he ended up killing Lois.
These games have story?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a pretty good one. So anyway, Superman goes on a rampage and kills the Joker and becomes like a dictator, and Batman ends up having to, like, you know, stop him by forming a resistance against his regime. It was quite interesting, honestly. I won't spoil how it ends for people who want to play, but if you're a fan of DC games or fighting games, I'd pick it up. It's pretty good. Anyway, the sequel's coming out, and the main villain of the sequel is Brainiac, which is interesting because he's a
guy from Pinky and the Brain or whatever.
Yep, that's him. Yep. Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. Except that was a terrible...
That was Kelsey Grammer.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Kelsey Grammer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But yeah, it was... Oh, man, Solid Snake. So anyway, the movie seems to be about that, and then Batman has to try and trust Superman again, you know, because Superman's the only one who can defeat Brainiac. So it looks good. Looking forward to it. I truly am looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll pick it up right away. I might wait for it's cheap till, you know, it's super cheap, because it's you know, again, I'm not the biggest fan of fighting games, so I don't know if I want to pay full price for it. But certainly, if you are, I would recommend picking it up.
Like, am I supposed to do something with this, or is this like I'm supposed to come back to this with another character?
Aaron, you couldn't. Well, what was the B for?
It's not a B. It's a question mark.
No. Go up. Oh, okay, I see.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What? Yeah, okay, you gotta shoot at it with this? Oh. Okay, now there's the fucking thing on it. I didn't know you had to use the question mark.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem with those, like, fighting games is I always feel like they're really, like, they're balanced and they shouldn't be.
Well, to be fair, Batman is able to take Superman on in a fist fight, and the reason for why it's stupid, because they say, oh yeah, we've developed a pill that gives everybody superpowers so they can take on Superman. And I'm like, that's kind of horse shit.
Well, then why even fight Superman?
Yeah, well, what's the point? Because Batman is a better fighter than Superman. If they're both on the same level, then Batman would easily be able to take Superman on, because Batman's just a better martial artist. You know what I mean? If they both have superpowers, they're both at the same power level, Batman's a better fighter.
Yeah. It's like,
That's just me.
why are you weakening or I guess I don't know if you're making yourself stronger. I don't know what you're doing in that case, but it seems like it's stupid to come up with a story device to be able to, I don't know, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, we can fight Superman now, but who really cares if we kind of artificially made ourselves stronger? You know? Oh.
Why is this so hard? Stop blowing it up!
I need to build this and put BB-8 up there. Then I gotta break it again and build the other thing. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't really care about fighting games.
So, do you want to talk about a game you do care about?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so apparently something big's been happening in Elite Dangerous. Also, I should mention why there wasn't any videos this last week.
Yeah, we should probably talk about that
Yeah,
50 minutes into this podcast. Go ahead.
So the reason is because I got strep throat really bad the day before we were supposed to record a bunch of episodes, and so obviously I was very contagious and I couldn't talk. So we didn't do it.
Yeah, and then the following day I felt like absolute shit.
So
and was super tired all day. I don't know what it was. Part hangover, part maybe getting a flu. I don't know what it was. But there you go.
So
no videos.
Sorry, we get sick sometimes. So we should probably take this bit out and put it in the beginning.
Yeah, whatever.
Or whatever.
People don't care anyway.
No. So
anybody who cares side is far.
Sorry, Thomas, but you knew I had strep throat anyway because we were playing on GTA. Earlier the week.
And we're also going to see Guardians of the Galaxy tomorrow, which I guess we'll talk about speculations a little bit. But
yeah, we were going to talk about Elite.
In a little bit. I'm talking about
Guardians. Okay.
But I'm just wondering, like, I don't know what the schedule is for this week's videos either. So
we'll see.
What else? Yeah, we'll see.
The month of May is going to be really hectic for us because both of us are going away in May, I believe.
I'm going away in June, yeah.
Yeah, so expect an erratic schedule over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We'll get it, the videos because we're not making any money from this, and we're all volunteer. We like doing them, but sometimes life gets in the way.
Yeah.
So we apologize, but that's all we can do.
Is it? Alright.
So Guardians.
No, Elite.
All right.
Well, you said you were going to talk about Elite.
Well, I brought up Elite before, then you just brought up Guardians. So.
I said which we'll talk about in a bit.
Okay. All right, well then Elite then. Aaron, something big's been happening in Elite.
Has it?
Yeah, you've been talking about it nonstop.
Yeah, I know. So it's really hard to lead into this without going like full lore mode.
So basically, I'm gonna do it for him. So what happened is, oh man, there's a lot of weapons there.
Remember this?
Yeah, I do. I remember when it took half an hour. Paul Dameron running around. I was like, what do I do? I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, in the Elite lore, at some point in the past, non-faster-than-light ships, like huge colony ships, were launched in order to seed humanity into the stars. 70,000 of them were launched, and almost all of them didn't make it, which is astoundingly
not almost all of them. There was a decent amount of them that made it, but there were also a large amount that did not.
And anyway, people have been finding them because I guess they're just been added to the game.
Yeah, I think they were recently added to the game. They've also kind of like introduced like ways to find them.
Okay.
So like there's a lot of these like they're called listening posts in the game, and you can go to them, and they usually have like information that you can kind of decrypt, and then a lot of people have been like, I guess it really boiled down to like the first guy, like how the first guy found out how to do it.
Oh, okay.
Because the message he was given is kind of like
obscure.
If I had seen it, I would have just completely been like, cool, that's random text in the game, and then just left it. But it kind of like the broken information that they gave, it's like, you know, he ended up figuring out that this was a place that you could go to, and so he went there, and lo and behold, there was a generation ship there, which is what they're called. And anyway, so cool. People have been using that sort of same decryption method to find the rest of them, and I think so far they found 6 in total.
And each one has its own. You're able to download the audio, like some audio logs that kind of explain the history of what happened to each of these ships. They're kind of chilling. Honestly, they're very well done. It's almost like mini podcasts every time you pick one of them up because they're little audio excerpts.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you're familiar with like Doom or I think that's
one of them garbage bots.
I forget what they're called.
Oscar the Bot.
No, there's a name on them. They're like Lobe Droid or something like that. Oh, okay. They're just filled with guns.
Yep.
Yep. Sounds good. Okay, she's just shooting in the air. She's very happy for an old woman with a gun.
Yeah, she's gonna get shot in the face now in a second. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it's the.
We can do it. Okay, it's like, yeah, you got it. Gets his X-wing and fucks off.
Oh man.
Oh man, it's Captain Phasma, the girl who doesn't do anything in the movie. I bet in the next movie she's gonna take her blaster rifle and chop another blaster rifle in half with it.
That'd be awesome. Wouldn't it be badass if, like, I don't know, Rey was like ready to slash Phasma with her lightsaber, and Phasma whips up her blaster, and underneath it she has like a bayonet lightsaber. Yeah. It's like, and she blocks it. That'd be so cool. You're like, fuck Rey. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun.
But yeah, so we've been downloading these logs, and basically they've just been uncovering why these ships weren't able to reach their destination.
And each ship seems to have a different but somewhat related reason as to why. So like one ship, an incurable disease. They picked up an incurable disease from like some asteroid that they were mining, and that killed off all the crew. And then in another ship, there was some kid was born that seemed to have some sort of superpower that was able to. He was able to like kind of bewitch the minds of the crew, and they all like went insane with religious fervor. And in another ship, the fertility rate dropped. Or no, sorry, the fertility. Only male children were born. There was no female, so they just ran out of people to breed. So obviously they couldn't continue life on the ship. And there was a couple of others, you know, one where I think the most chilling one was that the disease one.
Yeah, there was one where
there was pirate attack or something. One of them, which is just a pirate attack. Which I mean, it's cool, but it's.
Well, yeah, I think there's a name for it, but it's like where technology isn't good enough at a certain time when these ships took off, and then because it's going to take hundreds of years for these ships to reach their destination, in that amount of time, technology has advanced so far that we're able to now catch up and surpass these ships. And so I think that's what happened in that case was, the ships with FTL drives were able to find and catch up to these generation ships, and then in this case it was a bunch of pirates that basically breached their hull and killed them all. Yeah.
That was cool though, because like it's from the point of view of the security officers, and it's like every outpost she's like, we're trying to keep them off the hull, and then the next one's like, yeah, they've managed to form a breachhead in the ship, but we're keeping them out of the key areas, and they're like, all right, we've been pushed out of the key areas, but we're still holding we still have a bunch of civilians that we're defending. Hopefully we can hold the pirates off. And then the last one is like, yeah, we've been completely surrounded, and they're gonna kill us.
Yeah. Oh shit.
All right.
And then the other one was they picked up a signal from an uninhabited world nearby. I think they said it was 15 light years back, and
it's like Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's a cover-based shooter. I'm sure Roy's all over this. And then some sort of signal. I'm not even sure like what the scientific breakdown on that is. Usually in Elite, there's some sort of scientific plausibility to it. But it was a signal that basically drove all the crew insane at some point. I guess it was kind of like the ring.
Yeah, if they listened to it.
Yeah, it eventually drove them insane. So she ended up just like... She was one of like the last sane people left, and she ended up hearing it because she was trying to figure out where it came from.
But was she one of them? Because she was like, yeah, I just had to kill Henderson with a screwdriver.
Like, she seemed pretty nonchalant about it. She was like, he's dead now. I don't remember why I had to kill him, but he's dead. There's blood everywhere.
Well, doesn't that seem like something the same person would say?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
As opposed to, oh, hey, fuck! I just killed Henderson with a fucking spoon! Or whatever.
Yeah, and it's I really do like that stuff, and they've kind of been adding.
It's very much like the vaults in Fallout, where it's like each one of these something terrible happens.
Yeah, it makes me kind of wish that the vaults in Fallout were voiced as well, because the voice acting adds a lot to them.
Yeah.
This is coming from Elite, which had voiced stuff. fairly recently added. So before that, it was you know, all like text stuff, and even like the when you go to a station, they'll say, like, you know, they'll do your call sign and say, like, welcome to the station, or if you're like hostile, they'll, like, you know, they're kind of a bit more, not hostile, but kind of neutral. They don't really care about you. If you're allied with them, they'll be like, oh, welcome back, Commander, your priority access and all that stuff. And if there's like something going on in the system, they'll be like, you know, there's a boom going on, or there's a war going on, careful who you pick sides with, or be careful of this type of thing. And like that stuff, and now with these logs and different types of ships and stuff going on, yeah. How do I fucking kill this guy? Oh, I probably gotta blow up that fucking this thing. It really adds like a whole new layer to the game. That's just awesome. Oh man, I'm glad the computer's muted. And it just really helps define the universe a bit better.
I really want one of the ships just to have like a shit ton of bodies floating on the outside of it, and then like it has one audio log, and it's just a bunch of people like sitting around. It's just, hey Darren, yeah, what happens? These are the controls for like the what controls these for? It's like, well, these are the controls for the you know, for life support and environment. It's like, oh, cool. Hey, what happens if I press this button? No! And then just and just like see like and everybody gets vented out into space. Just as a joke. How funny would that be?
It'd be great sound mixing.
Yeah.
Because they have done great sound mixing as well with those. It's not just like the voice. It's like,
so you hear in the
you
one
hear
where,
stuff in the background.
like the one where the pirates attack. You hear the women, and there's like gunfire and shouting in the background and stuff, and like klaxons and
it kind of sounds like the audiobook, honestly.
Yeah,
they did a great job with the audiobooks for the Elite novels as well.
It's the same dudes who did them, isn't it? Or
the same guy might have who wrote. I'm gonna say written a couple of books. He's wrote technically one because the second one's not out yet. He wrote one of the books, and he has written a lot of the dialogue or the logs that you can find in the game already. But I don't know if he wrote all of the generation ship ones. Somebody else might have wrote those. It might have been Michael Brooks because he's written a book as well. So I don't know. Hard to say. I don't know what I'm supposed to shoot. I can't aim at anything other than this. And it said use binoculars or something.
Try switching over to the other girl.
Can I switch? Oh, I can switch to this person. Oh.
Because there's a bunch of floating number thingies there. Maybe you got to do something with that.
Maybe. It's probably go this way. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good thing your phone's super loud.
Yeah. I mean, it's on vibrate. Yeah, I'm holding left trigger. What do you want me to do about it? Do I gotta shoot this thing or something? What is this? I don't know what's going on here.
I'm glad we're in the Matrix, though.
Yeah, I like the Matrix. Remember when there was all these, whatever, the Troidarian numbers or something?
Yeah.
Who's Dasha Promenti?
I have no idea. I think she's the... Remember the one girl that took up, like, was shooting against the Stormtrooper?
Oh. Yeah, but she wasn't... I thought she was, like, white or something.
I don't know. I can't remember. I thought she was like more olive skull.
Maybe she was. I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Oh man, you probably gotta hit that green thing.
You gotta use your turbo green vision to see that. Oh, there we go. Fuck you, land thingy.
So, do you want to talk about the Call of Duty?
Yeah.
So Call of Duty is getting another one. Surprise. I can't even make that as a joke anymore because even that joke is old. So it's gonna be Call of Duty World War II. Is that the official name?
Yep. Call of Duty World War II.
That's not a great name, if I'm honest. That's as bad as Battlefield 1.
Well, it won't be as bad as the sequel when they make it, where it'll be called World War II 2. But it has a cast in it, of course. You got to have some random
Hollywood actor.
And in this case, it's Josh Duhamel. I think that's how you say his name.
See, I was actually going to go for... What I was hoping was for Oscar Isaac.
I don't ruin his career.
Who was the dude in... Was it the Kit Harington was in the last one? As the bad guy?
Also, Lewis Hamilton was in it.
Was he?
Yeah. He was like your quartermaster or some nonsense.
Isn't the driver? Lewis Hamilton, the driver?
Yeah, the race car driver.
Why?
He likes Call of Duty, so they asked him to be in it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. I'm pressing B.
Hold it!
There we go. Yeah. It's kind of weird, because it's not like something I would put... Oh, you just gotta... Oh, okay. There's different controls than the other thing.
Cause he turbo shot off in the fire there.
Mm.
Oh, cool.
Can
You can put them out.
Oh, this way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so there's a couple other people in it as well. I don't know all their names, but it's the guy from Transformers. He's probably been in some other stuff too.
Not Mark Wahlberg or Shia LaBeouf, but the other dude, the military dude.
Not
cat. He's a Captain, I think.
Tyrone Gibson. Is that his name?
I think so. Yeah.
Something like that.
Anyway, he's I don't know. Not.
Cause he'd be like, "Damn, this World War II."
Can you imagine him in a World War II game just completely ruined it?
What's this? Some kind of World War II?
Is that a tank? Is that a tank up in here?
Now we got like half the world fighting in this. Just some sort of World War II.
I mean, I like him in his movies, but man, he would not be. He's not a period piece actor. If I'm
Are we on some sort of Call of Duty?
So yeah, the game looks like it opens up. I would imagine it opens up with a D-Day invasion. That's probably going to be the first mission.
Yeah, I think they're like trying to chronicle the events of World War II. So obviously, because it's America, that's where World War II started.
Yeah.
You know, like 3 years after the war started.
Yeah. Because I always because at least in World at War, you know, the latest, the most recent World War II of the Call of Duty games, there was no, you know, you got to fight as the Russians. You got to fight as Viktor Reznov.
I want to play as Poland, getting my shit pushed in.
Poland actually, that's a common misconception. Poland actually did very well right up until they got attacked on two fronts by two superior forces. But considering that, they actually did quite well.
That was one of the sidetrack, but it was one of my favorite moments from Top Gear. Was they were in Germany and they were trying to escape. I think they were doing some like Colditz thing or something.
Oh yeah.
And Jeremy was driving around. He's like, "It's suspicious that there are no signs anywhere going to Poland." How do I get to Poland? There's no signs anywhere. That's funny. I think that might have been a segment they actually cut out of one of the episodes because it was too long.
Oh.
That's funny though.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Poland.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I would like to see, because I mean, there were other facets of the war. Besides the whole fact that there was another theater of war at the Pacific, you know, there's the North African campaign, there was the Italian campaign, there was the Eastern Front, there was the pre-1944 stuff. So it'd be nice to see that. But man, the game just looks bad.
Why can't I
like the trailer just does not look good for that game. It looks like. Because there's a scene in that where the dude, they just blown up something or whatever, and he's just like, "How many men did we lose?" He's like, "I completed the objective." "How many goddamn men did we lose?" "I completed the objective." Like that, like bullshit exchange between two dudes, and I hate it because it's so fucking cheesy and awful. Like, bleh. Do you have to jump? Just stay on there.
Well, I gotta like connect the hoses or something again. I don't know how to do it though.
Oh man, don't know how to do something in this level. That never happens.
This part of the movie is like 10 minutes. This has been like most of the podcast doing this.
Yeah.
But it's like there's clearly a gap in the hose here. I just don't know how to connect it, and I for some reason can't go through their fucking bubble shield.
Try being BB-8, I guess, or the other chick.
Can I be other chick?
Oh no, she's dead.
Yeah, she turbo died. Just jump through the fire.
Anyway, so yeah, it doesn't look good. I'm really expecting at some point in that movie, some dude like Jimmy, you know, the good kid from Texas. You know, he's a good farm kid. Doesn't deserve to be in this war. He's hauling them things, or do you have to be Chewbacca?
No, you gotta be Chewbacca.
You know, your Jimmy got shot in the gut by a sniper, and so he's all like, "Sarge, am I gonna make it?" And the Sarge is like, "Now you hear me, Jimmy. I order you to live, soldier." Like, I really hope they get that cliche in there.
I order you to live.
Yeah. One of the best moments I've ever had in watching anything was I was watching an episode of Deep Space Nine with some of my friends. And it was a war episode, and one of the guys, nameless dude, got shot by the Jemadar, and I was like, I paused the thing and I said, if he says, I order you to live, Ensign, I'm walking out of this fucking room. And then I unpaused it, and then he turned and is like, no, Ensign, I only have one order for you. I order you to live. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. I literally walked out of the room.
So stupid.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I don't know how this... Oh, it's popcorn?
No.
Alright, well, I got whatever works. This very obvious water puzzle, but okay, popcorn. Oh, now the water thing works, probably. Oh my god! Oh, that's what I gotta use the water thing for.
Okay. We should probably wrap up now.
Yeah. Final thoughts. Yeah, we guess impressions. We're gonna go see Guardians tomorrow, so I guess we'll give our impressions. Maybe what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Hopefully, we were talking. Me and Aaron were playing GTA last night, and you mentioned that they really wanted the. They had a debate about whether we're gonna put in a Kurt Russell reference and just have Peter Quill being like, "Is that the dude from It?"
Yeah, well, apparently that was a debate. Not a debate, but I guess some sort of disagreement early on between James Gunn and Chris Pratt is because Peter Quill grew up in the 80s, and because it's a very, like, I guess, self-aware film to a degree. There was a debate. Chris Pratt was like, should I know who Kurt Russell is? Should I be like, that's the guy from The Thing?
Yeah, or
something like that.
Yeah.
And,
Escape from New York or whatever.
Yeah.
Any of the other thousands of, dozens of movies that he's been in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure James Gunn was like, no, we're not doing that.
That would have been awesome, though.
Yeah.
The Lego dude. If they do Lego Guardians, they should do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's something they could totally get away with in this. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think they said they're not going to really advance the Infinity Stone plotline any further.
No.
Because the first one had a pretty big hand in doing that.
Yeah, I think this one is mainly just, it's going to, I think the end is going to be like Thanos being like, all right, off to Earth.
Probably, yeah. Well, probably not, because there's two more movies left in this phase.
Yeah, but there's Spider-Man, which isn't really going to advance the plot, and...
well, Thor might.
Thor will, but
Thor
not
will
Spider-Man.
have to, because the next film after that is Infinity War.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think. I mean, Infinity War comes out next year, so...
Does it? Wow, that seems like...
Part 1, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I guess that makes sense, because it was... Ultron came out 2014, was it? Or 2015? 2015.
Yeah. I don't know how,
Anyway, we should probably wrap up.
Yeah. I don't know how to continue this thing. I mean, I'm keeping it in the middle, but... Alright. Cool. So that'll probably, it'll wrap it up for this week. And it's probably going to be a good film. We'll give our full impressions next week,
yeah.
When we actually seen the thing. But yeah, I guess that'll go ahead and wrap things up. So we'll see you hopefully later in the week for more content. If not, we'll see you next week for a podcast. Again, bearing things go well. We'll see how it is. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Oh man, a spider droid.
Bye.
See you next time.